Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. So somebody asked me to look over the Cosby Show. This is not the in-depth research video. I'm just going to make a statement. After going over just briefly some of the documents and some of the proceedings and that they are going to go forward with a criminal trial against Cosby. Now, how do we reach to this point? Here's the point here's the statement here. At every single instance, it's a case of, well, this shouldn't have happened. This lawyer, this DA, this judge shouldn't have done this because it's not standard procedure. And in truth, they should have been disbarred or they should have had criminal charges brought up against them. I'm talking about the DA, the former DA, the former judge, the sitting judge right now, the current DA on ethics charges. Every single judicial court officer, that's the DAs and the judges, should all be brought up on ethics charges, but we're going to go ahead with this criminal trial at every single instance, and it just smells really fishy. We're going to, I opened it up because Cosby claimed that he was innocent. And then there's this whole, it's a defamation claim. No, it's not a defamation claim. Okay, they bought a defamation claim. Okay, then we have to open it up because of the defamation claim. And because they opened it up in a defamation claim, we can then proceed with a criminal case against Cosby. It's one illegal action after the other, which leads up to, we're going to charge him with some criminal act. No. The judge sitting right now trying to hear this case should be brought up on ethics charges. The DA trying the case should be brought up on ethics charges. The former DA who promised Cosby that nothing that he could say, he had complete immunity and he could give a declaration in the civil case, he should be brought up on ethics charges. And the judge who released the documentation of that case should be brought up on ethics charges. They should all go to jail, but no, this all proceeds to end up with Cosby being brought to trial on criminal charges. And we have woman after woman after woman. Now they're coming out left and right admitting that they lied, admitting that they were paid. I made a big video that did very well talking about one model saying that she was offered money to defame Cosby. Now they're coming out left and right and saying that, yeah, I was offered money. Yes, this was all for money, but we're proceeding with a criminal. There is something fishy about this. And here is where I really take a step back and say, is Cosby in on this? There's no possible way that you could be close to a billionaire. Now, I know a lot of people are going to go and look up Cosby's net worth with me saying that. But trust me, he's close to being a billionaire. A lot of assets cannot be ascertained by Forbes magazine, and Forbes magazine tells you this right off the bat. This is their best estimate of how much somebody is worth. But Cosby's is worth close to $1 billion. You don't get close to $1 billion and then hire terrible lawyers. And when you hire the best lawyers, they would have knocked this out of the park. Like this would have not even come close to being publicized. That's what a really good lawyer does. It doesn't even make the news. But Cosby is an entertainer. He's in the entertainment industry. Just like I just showed you the O.J. Simpson case where O.J. did something to save somebody else. Clearly somebody has to get to these people and say, here's the deal. If you go through with this, we won't do that. I mean, it's blackmail and all sorts of corruption, all sorts of stuff. That's what the entertainment industry is in the United States. It's a whole bunch of corruption, and yes, it corrupts the entire judicial system too. That's what OJ was about. You all are sheep. You have no idea what's going on. This is all for your entertainment. It has to be that Cosby is in on this. Otherwise, he would have hired adequate lawyers. None of this would have been in the news. None of it. Do you hear me? Think on that part right there. None of it would have been in the news. None of it. I had a case. The lawyer had all sorts of fingers, and he said, okay, now go over here. Now go over here. Now visit these 3 doctors. Now go over here. Now go over here. Now do this. Do this with this guy over here, and then you go over here. I saw about 20 different people, all at the lawyer's request. That's how a good lawyer handles things. And he's not even a good lawyer. He's just an above average lawyer. Can you imagine what a good lawyer, how many fingers he's got in pots? I mean, if it was close to anything, it would be close to mafia style that I've ever seen in my actual life. I don't know, have you all had any dealings with an actual lawyer? For everything that everybody says, oh, lawyers, you're talking about what you see on TV. Have you been to a lawyer and had a lawyer take care of something for you? It is something to behold. There is no possible way that this, now, with my little mediocre law school student knowledge at every single, and now they're saying, the wife was forced to testify against Cosby. No. How is the wife going to testify? That was settled at the beginning of the nation. You cannot compel a wife to testify against her husband. Anybody with 2 seconds of watching a criminal court case TV show knows this. And it's like one of the first things they teach you in constitutional law. Cannot compel. Why? Because a wife and a husband are seen as one person. I know that in this day and age, they're not, because women are the enemy of their husband now. That's the whole point of feminism. And if you don't think so, you're out to lunch. You're out of touch. You're out of sync with the times now. If you don't think feminism is about destroying a marriage, destroying the family, you're out to lunch. You're in la la land. With modern marriage, maybe, just maybe, they've completely changed the whole idea of a woman and man being one body, because literally that's what the law said. A man and woman joined together in marriage are one body, and you cannot compel a wife to testify against her husband, because in essence she would be testifying against herself. Cannot be compelled. Don't even ask. But for some reason, here we have Mrs. Cosby being forced to testify against her husband. It's unheard of. Every single avenue seems fishy. Fishy. Something else is going on. I'm here to tell you, with somebody with some knowledge, something else is going on. Thank you for watching Shakaama Live Show.